Hey guys, welcome back to Vlogs. A little bit different setting this time. There's a video that's going to come out, explain all that. I'll explain it a bit, but let's get right into the video.
I'm back.
Today's video we're going to be talking about aperture. What is aperture? Aperture is the size of the hole in the lens. If you guys can see, this is a really small, and then if you open it, it goes really big and goes really small. That is your aperture. It controls the amount of light that is allowed in the camera. It affects your exposure in different ways. So, how does the aperture affect your image? It creates what is commonly called depth of field. Depth of field is really how close your subject is to your frame. How does it work? The smaller the aperture number, for example, f2.8, the bigger the aperture size is. This is what creates shallow depth of field. The bigger the aperture number, like f22, creates a smaller aperture size. And this is what is called extended depth of field. So let's look at some examples. First of all, we got this photo that I took. Looking at this image, we have the Super 8 film camera. We also have the VHS camera. And if you can really see in the back, we have my 110 film camera. Seeing all three of those, I focused on the first subject, which is the Super 8 camera. And then the second one came in focus, and the last one. As you can see, I took this at f2.8 as a shallow depth of field. So this created a very strong, I guess if you want to say in slang terms, blur. So as you can see in the background is extremely blurred out. You can't even really read anything that's on the fridge or anything like that. But you can clearly read what is on the Canon Super 8 camera. Let's go to another example. This is the same setup, but taken at f22, which is a lot smaller of an aperture. This one, you can see the little camera in the back, the little small 110 film camera. You can also see the VHS camera, and you can see the Super 8 camera. But you can also see the background pretty clearly as well. This is what is extended depth of field. As you can see, you can still see the Super 8 camera title and stuff. So some common things that I have learned with depth of field is if you're not at the right aperture and you're at a background that is just so much in the background, it just creates a lot of complexity and it's just really hard to focus on the subject. So that's where you would want to use a shallow depth of field, like an f1.8 or f2.8, and that would create a very good focus on the subject. Now you can go right in an equilibrium at a f5.6 or f8. That will give a nice little soft blur, but not a full blur. So, when do you need to use it? Mostly used in product photography, portraits, and macro. There's also, of course, other ones as well, but that's the one that I've seen mainly used. It's just usually when the subject is the most prominent in the image, that's when you would use the style. So hopefully you guys learned something new about aperture, and hopefully you guys learned a little bit more about how this affects your exposure, and hopefully you guys get some really good images out of that. See you guys in a later video.